Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Movie Chats with Ryan. And today we're going to talk about the movie, 2025 movie, The Long Walk, directed by Francis Lawrence, inspired by The Long Walk by Stephen King, and starring Cooper Hoffman and David Johnson, among other actors. So it's a story, I think it's set in the 70s because this is when the book was set, in a bit of a dystopian future or reality where people can sign up and then there is a lottery for them to participate to a long walk because the world is a bit of or the US at least is in very big economic turmoil, and the winner of this long walk then gets one wish and all the riches that can be allotted to the winner of that. And we have a few participants that are just walking and walking. Everybody that is slowing down, going under the pace, is getting a warning. If they get 3 warning, then they get what is called a ticket, which is basically them being shot in the head. Interesting.
You kind of assume that's what the ticket is, but then when it happens, it's just so in your face and graphic, and they don't shy away from people's heads get blown off basically, and it's just
it's gnarly, and it goes very well with the minimal exposition that you get. It starts with this guy, is it Ray?
Right.
Yeah, Raymond. Yeah, who is so for his US state the winner of the lottery. And he's in the car with his mom and he's getting to the start of the long walk. We don't really know what it is. We know that this is something important. We are just being given a bit of a snippet of the rules. We see the mom that is very emotional. And then, when you get the first shot in the head, this is where you're like, wow, it's not, I'm not kidding.
Because up until that, it's just all very jovial. They're all joking, laughing around. There's this young kid. It's like, hey, you're even old enough to be here, mate. Come on. And then they'll go off on their jolly little walk. And it's just like, all right, we've got to stay over 3 miles per hour, which is, I think it's about 4-5 kilometers an hour. So it's, a brisk walk. And then
it's pretty brisk. And it's insane because I think so. Towards the end, it's 5 days and it's over 300 miles, almost 400 miles, which is in kilometer, 600 or something like that. Less.
I'm watching this every time you see just the mile marker go up, it's like 120 miles, 140 miles. Like even my heart just go, oh my God, how are these people walking for so long? And
I know.
Like, it's
are they like still being function?
But it doesn't shy away from, the fatigue, the things you need to do just to ordinarily your body functions. And, that's pretty graphically shown as well.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's all very, very real. It's
very real. It is very simple. And for such a simple premise, basically it's just a bunch of guys walking and they can't stop walking. They keep it interesting for an hour and 40 minutes because there are simple things that happen, injuries or just being sick or needing to do a poo and needing to actually needing to do it very fast to keep on going. Otherwise you're going to get shot in the head.
And it adds a bit of humor towards it as well. So then there's the part where, who is it? It's, what's his name? I think it was Arthur.
The religious guy.
He's done his, and he's runs up to Pete and Ray, Art, and they go, and they kind of like start walking away from him. Can you just,
you stink.
You stink.
It's good. It's I really like the characters. I mean, there is a lot around friendship and male bonding in the face of adversity, because at the end of the day, there is only one winner. So the people that you're talking to is either going to be the winner and you are going to die, or you're both going to die, or they are going to die and you're going to be the winner. So
Yeah.
there is not much beyond this walk. And still, because it's such an ordeal and something hard to get through, connections are being made. And it's very well done, very well written.
Yeah. You've got obviously the premise of the story is written by Stephen King, and he's very good at writing those kind of male bonding. You know, you look at The Body, which is obviously Stand By Me.
Stand By Me.
You look at Shawshank Redemption. He writes male friendships very, very well, and it's just it's actually very beautiful. If anything, it's just like, you know, Pete's, you know, saying, because obviously about his backstory and his life, and it's like, what did I never have? I never had a brother. I feel like I've got one with you, and it's like, and I think Ray obviously feels the same. Even just talking about it now, I'm kind of getting a little bit of goosebumps about it. It was just very sweetly written.
Yeah,
and
it is.
And I think obviously because they both got obviously that distance from their fatherhood as well, and the guy that played obviously Cooper Hoffman, who plays Ray, is the son of Philip Seymour Hoffman. So I
know,
when he's talking about how the loss of his father, that's not just Ray's loss of his father, that's Cooper Hoffman's loss of his father. Like that was a very, very public loss of life.
Yeah, and I think that Cooper Hoffman was 10 years old when his father passed away. Yeah,
because like Cooper Hoffman's only like 22 now, so he's only a kid. So yeah, he would have only been a baby when he lost his dad. So to bring that into kind of the narrative as well, and to kind of build on his performance. Like, I've only seen one movie of his before, and he was good. It was Licorice Pizza. I didn't particularly like the narrative behind it, but I didn't mind him. But he was so good in this.
Yeah.
But it was just, it had very good performances. I really particularly liked Judy Greer. I wanted to see more of her because she's so good. And
she's good.
Just from the get-go as well, that first scene that she's in where she's saying goodbye to him, because it was filmed chronologically as well. So that would have been one of the very first days on set. So to her to bring that kind of emotion and that much into it when she's only been on set for a few days.
Yeah.
Well, wow, that's just amazing.
She's good. I really like Judy Greer. I feel she always gets the side roles. I can't really think of a movie where she's the main character. But she deserves that for her career. She's good.
Yeah, for sure. We can't go without saying, let's talk about Mark Hamill as the Major.
Yeah.
He's so good because he's just such a lovely guy in real life, apparently.
Yeah.
So he's very anti-guns. He's not a big fan of the current government. So, but for him to play this just almost maniacal guy who he probably doesn't think he's doing anything wrong. This is just his job, but he's just so nasty.
He is very nasty. Yeah, but especially from what they're talking about, him apparently is just a guy who sleeps around and has a bunch of kids, and then his kids are doing the long walk and want to be close to him, but he just doesn't care. He should get them shot in the head and that's it, and just moves forward because he's very comfortable with the order of things. Yeah, disgusting guy.
Yeah, I actually thought that it was going to be, because obviously Ray was talking about his father who's no longer around. Yep. I thought at one stage that the Major was going to be his father, but they obviously that was a bit of a red herring, because then he became, was Stebbins? Was it?
It was Stebbins. Yeah.
Stebbins was the illegitimate child. So
yeah.
A few Poms in this movie as well. The guy that played Pete and the guy that played Arthur are both British. So I thought they did a good job.
He did a
You
good
could
job.
tell that, yeah, you could tell Pete's voice wasn't his own because he was very a deep American voice. I was like, that doesn't seem right. And so as I was watching it and I was googling him up, oh, he's British. There you go, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got to talk about that steep hill sequence. Can we talk? That was just
the steep hill. Yeah, that was.
That was just so visceral, like because
Yeah.
obviously Ray's got his 3 tickets, and you see like it's a close up shot of Ray, and he's got the soldier right behind him, and he's just like the soldier's just keeping pace, just pointing the gun right at his head, just waiting for him to mess up again. It's just like,
Yeah,
holy shit.
and it's a double whammy because it's the first night where they just want to go to sleep because this is what their body is telling them, or usually you're going to sleep and you have a big day walking the entire day, and then there is a steep hill ahead of them that they need to go through, and they can't go below the pace. And yeah, Ray already has 2 warnings and 1 more, and he's getting shot. That was a very intense scene.
Oh, very.
But again, like with such a simple premise, finding just little things like that keep you going is fantastic writing.
Yeah, when most of the film is just walking and talking, you've got to just what they are able to kind of put in, it really keeps you on the edge of your seat, I found. All right, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the ending.
Let's talk about the ending. Actually, I want to bring 2 things, and let's do the ending. The first one that I want to bring is I quite like the scenery that I think must be Midwest America. Yep. And it's almost part of the characters. I really like that. And then, then it reminded me of, it had a feel of the Hunger Games, which is quite ironic because the director is the one who directed the Hunger Games.
There you go. Yep. And the guy who wrote it, J.T. Molnar, wrote Strange Darlings, which is
that's why it's good.
I love that movie. That was such a good movie.
It's such a good movie.
And it subverted subverted expectations with kind of the narrative. Is that the right? Yeah. Maybe we'll just talk about the numbers as well, because the numbers were important towards it, because you've obviously got Ray's number 47. 47 is apparently the year that Stephen King was born, 1947. Right. McFreeze gets number 23. I thought it was a play on Psalm 23 because he's very grounded, McFreeze. So I thought that kind of, I think the number 23 has connotations in kind of peace, and I haven't looked into it enough, but it's just, I thought that was really what I think. Stephen King puts numbers into his stories a lot. He's very numbers based.
Yeah, it does that. It really felt as well. I don't know if you read this book and they made a movie, but it's quite old. It's called They Shoot Horses, don't they?
I've heard of it. I watched a couple of reviews, and they were talking about similarities to that.
It reminded me of that, with where basically it's a dance marathon, and you need to keep on dancing, and it's the last person standing, and everybody is, when you fall, you get shot, basically.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, yeah, it reminded me of that, and the Hunger Game and Battle Royale, and it's very... I feel there is a bit of a theme, and I think it's very relevant in today's America, especially.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Should we go talk about...
Let's talk about the ending. Because you've got them, they're in the last little leg of the race, they're set side by side. Pete's obviously, I can't go on, and Ray's like, no, you got to go on, and they're standing side by side, and I was like, oh, this is beautiful. They're gonna have equal winners. That's gonna be lovely. And then Ray holds back
Yep.
and gets himself shot. What? That was just so out of left field. You don't see it coming.
Yeah, I like that, to be honest, because when they were talking a bit earlier in the film about, okay, if we win, what are you going to do? And Ray, to be honest, is a bit of like, I don't want to say petty revenge, but it's really self-centered. The Major killed his dad, so he's going to ask for the carbine and he's going to shoot him. And that's his entire plan. And then after that, he doesn't really have any idea. He would like to change the world, but he doesn't really know what he's going to do. And to be honest, if you're shooting the Major, are you going to survive that? It's a big question mark, right? When Pete's got a much more holistic and positive outlook on what he will want to do and how he will want to use the winnings for good. So I was happy that Pete is the one actually who gets to win. But then what he does as his wish, basically taking Ray's wish of asking for the carbine and shooting the Major, I was not 100% there. And then I watched it with my wife and we had different interpretation of the very ending. So for me, it was, you shot the Major, straight away you're going to get shot in the head. There is no way that you're going to survive that. And then when you're seeing the road ahead and he keeps on walking, for me, it was a metaphor about that's him. He's dying and he's walking his way to the light or heaven or, the beyond or whatever you want to call it. My wife had a very different interpretation in the way that, well, no, he got his wish. They can't say anything about his wish. And that's what he did. And now he's going to get the money and to do whatever he wants. And he just keeps on walking because this is what he's used to do. And I thought, well, that's very interesting. That's a very different way of seeing the ending. I don't know. How did you see it?
I agree with your wife because there's when one of the characters, he grabs the guns off one of the soldiers and he shoots the soldiers. It's almost as if the soldiers weren't able to protect themselves. They're only allowed to shoot when a rule has been broken. So I think because he was going to grab the gun and they're just kind of just standing there waiting for the rule to be broken before they fired.
Yeah.
If they were shot, they're not allowed to defend themselves because that's not part of the rules. So when Pete shot the Major, there was no rules being broken. He wanted a gun. I want that one. I want that carbine. Shoots the Major, and because no rules have been broken, they're not allowed to retaliate. That's just that's the way I saw it. And so then the road's just continuing on. So he's just going to keep walking down the road, and I guess the game's over now. So hopefully he gets to go find himself a nice warm bed and have a good nap and get a foot bath. And that's the way I kind of saw it. That it's
nice.
That there were rules in place, and when the rules got broken, that's when you get a punishment. But Pete never broke the rules because he won. That's how I kind of saw it. So
true. Okay, that's interesting.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Should we get into scores?
Let's do it.
All right. Your this was your choice, so you get to go first.
I give it a 4.5 out of 5. I enjoyed it. I thought it was very clever. I was a bit thrown off by the ending, especially with my interpretation of it, where I was like, oh, but after my wife had that interpretation, after you're saying that as well, I'm a bit less thrown off by the fact that this is ambiguous, but in the right way. Sometimes it's good that things are left open to interpretation. Sometimes it feels like lazy writing, but I'm warming up to this one is actually something good to, left open and whatever you want to do with it. So yeah, I give it a 4.5 out of 5.
I'm going to give it. I'm on the fence. Is it a 4 or a 4.5? I think I'm going to give it a. I'm going to give it a 4.5 as well. I really liked it. I just thought it ticked all the boxes for me in terms of what a movie should do.
Yeah,
and it gave you it did a really good job. So I thought it was really well written, well directed. It was
nice.
a good choice for us to watch. I liked it.
That was good. Alrighty. Well, thank you everyone for listening. As usual, drop us a follow, drop us a comment, let us know what you thought of the movie, if you thought that was a good one, especially how did you see the ending? Which interpretation did you give it to it? Did you like that it was left a bit ambiguous or not? Would be very happy to hear that. And yeah, we'll talk to you next week. See ya.